Welcome. I'm so glad you've decided to join us today. My name is Rosemary, and I work at the Prince George's County Memorial Library System. March is Women's History Month, and so today we're going to learn about Florence Nightingale, Pearl Kendrick, and Grace Eldering, three women who have each helped us learn more about how diseases are spread and how to stay healthy. Many of you already know about Florence Nightingale. What do you remember about her? You've probably heard that she was a nurse who took care of many soldiers during the Crimean War. Did you also know that when she was very young, she was sick with whooping cough? While she was in quarantine, she pretended her dolls were sick, and she made a doll hospital to take care of them. When she was older, she visited an orphanage, and there she realized that she definitely wanted to become a nurse. She loved math and created charts as a nurse to prove how injured soldiers in the hospital were dying more often from the germs in the hospital and not from their injuries. So the hospital made the changes she recommended, and fewer soldiers died. Those recommendations are still used today, such as ensuring access to light and quiet, cleaning walls, floors, and equipment, and offering healthy food to patients. What do you know about germs? There are common germs like bacteria and viruses. And while most bacteria are good for us, some bacteria can make us sick. Viruses make us sick too. How do those germs get in our bodies? We're going to take a closer look today. And if you would like to do this with me, here's a short list of supplies you'll need. We're going to take some cooking spray and some chili powder, but you could use something like paprika and some soap. I've got here a napkin and a salt and pepper shaker set, and a toy that'll illustrate what happens when we share toys. Let's put a little bit of cooking spray in our hands. And the chili powder is going to represent the germs so that we can see them. Let's imagine we've gone to the playground or we're at school touching a lot of surfaces, and now we've got germs on our hands. Lots of us just do a quick rinse when we're washing our hands, but let's see what happens. Lots of germs are left behind. And if we're going to be sharing items or touching a lot of items, you can see that the germs go right from our hands to everything we touch. It might be hard to see on the salt and pepper shaker, but everything we touch, we are now passing along some of these germs because we really didn't wash our hands very well, did we? So we're going to do what the CDC recommends. Now we're going to wash our hands for 20 seconds with warm water and a bit of hand soap. And we're really going to scrub. You want to get in between your fingers. You want to count to 20. You want to make sure that you've covered every surface. And rinse off thoroughly. And you can already tell when we look at our hands that now the germs are gone. And we can touch those same surfaces and see. I should have turned off the water a while ago. But these same surfaces, now I'm not spreading anything onto them. And it's much safer to share those items with other people because I've washed my hands. So we can conclude that to effectively remove germs, it's important to wash your hands for 20 seconds using warm, soapy water. We've all been hearing a lot about viruses, masks, and vaccines, especially the coronavirus vaccine. But have you ever heard of the Pertussis Vaccine? Pertussis is a name for whooping cough, and there's a pretty good chance that you already got that vaccine when you were younger. It's called the Tdap vaccine. It's also been sometimes called the DTaP vaccine, and it's a vaccine for tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis, or whooping cough. Whooping cough is very contagious and can cause children to cough so much that they might throw up. And you can recognize whooping cough from other coughs because of the whooping sound made at the end of the cough. Back during the Depression, children with whooping cough had to be quarantined, and since so many people had lost jobs during the Depression, caring for the sick children made some families even poorer. Here are two names of people you might not have heard of: Pearl Kendrick and Grace Eldering. They are two women who were born in 1890 and 1900, and when they were young children, they got very sick with whooping cough too. When they were older, they both went to college and received Doctor of Science degrees. They worked together at the Michigan State Health Lab, and it was there that they created the life-saving vaccine for whooping cough. They had children cough into dishes, and then they studied the germs on the dish and found a way to keep the germs from spreading. They created a vaccine by adding salt to the whooping cough germs, which killed the germs, and then they put the dead germs back into children so that their bodies would create what's called antibodies to the dead germs. Once they had the antibodies in their system, the live germs that they might pick up would be fought by the new antibodies. So what is a vaccine? A vaccine is a shot, a pill, or a nasal spray that can teach your immune system inside your body to fight germs. Isn't that cool? I'm going to make a model today of some viruses, and then we'll see how the antibodies have to fit into the virus to fight it and make it less strong in your body. And here's what you'll need if you want to join me in this activity. All right, so we've already seen what a whooping cough virus looks like under a microscope. And I'm sure you've seen the coronavirus on TV or on the internet. So now you know what the structure of those two viruses look like. Today, we're going to make a sample model of those viruses and a few other well-known viruses. They're not going to be to scale, of course, and you'd need a microscope to be able to see them. But today's activity is meant to show you how all viruses have different sizes, shapes, and structures. And it's your body's job to respond, fight, and defeat the virus when it enters your body. If you have some modeling clay at home, feel free to join me. Now, the Ebola virus is a long, thin, kind of like a wormy-looking virus. It's bigger than any of the other viruses, and it's shaped kind of like this. Let's take a look at the Zika virus. The Zika virus has a more brain-like look to it. So you would take a long strand of modeling clay, and all you have to do is wrap it around like a ball. I kind of think it looks like a brain, don't you? And that's what you could say the Zika virus might look like. What about the Adenovirus? Well, that one, if you were to look under a microscope, you would see a ball with some very long, thin spikes coming out. So I grabbed some toothpicks, and here we go. That looks really different than the other viruses, doesn't it? All right, let's go back to the whooping cough. I'm going to use pink Play-Doh and just make them sort of in the size and shape of a kidney bean. Here we go. I'm going to make a few more. See how different each virus looks? Last but not least, we should work on the coronavirus. I'm going to get a ball, and now I need to place little stubby points all over the coronavirus, kind of like what you saw in the picture earlier. So now we can see how very, very different every virus is in shape, size, structure, and how amazing our immune system, when it's working properly, is that it can fight all these different viruses. So how does it do that? How does our body respond to a virus? Bacteria or viruses that cause disease are called pathogens. And a pathogen has a layer of antigens on its surface. The amazing thing is that our bodies are able to recognize that the antigens don't belong there. So our immune system produces B cells which release antibodies. Antibodies are like very special puzzle pieces that fit right into that virus's antigen, rendering it immobile. And if it's immobile, it can't enter the rest of the cells in our body. We are then immune to the virus. Isn't that just absolutely amazing? And how about you? Are you like Florence Nightingale, Pearl Kendrick, and Grace Elderling? Do you enjoy math and science classes in school? Are you interested in pursuing a career in medicine? One thing we've learned is that people who work in the medical field, like nurses, doctors, and scientists, are our everyday heroes. For more information about careers in medicine, come to the library and check out Medicine by Mari Rich, published by Mason Crest Publishers. Today's information about Florence Nightingale came from Florence Nightingale by Demi, published by Henry Holt & Company. And lastly, check out Vaccine Innovators by Susan Wood, published by Lerner Publications. All these books can be found at your library. And don't forget to check out our website, pgcmls.info. Our online library has a list of online resources that can help you with interests you want to pursue or homework that you need to get done. Especially for homework, you're going to want to check out our support suite. There, you can click on a one-stop shopping site, Homework Support Suite, where you will find lots of different resources to help you. We have BrainFuse Help Now, Learning Express Library, PebbleGo, Mango, Gale in Context Biography, and ABCLIO databases. Thanks again for joining us. See you next time.